7,000 supporters at home, and then all the teams would come and they would have 7,000, 8,000. So every game was like an away game. So it was very, very difficult at them times because the away team, it's like when we won the league, going to the away games, we took so many supporters that it lifted the other teams, I felt.
Talk us through your reputation. I mean, you're known as being this hard, real tough sort of guy on the pitch. Right. And even when you do your acting, you're portrayed as this real hardcore, very sort of aggressive character. What about when the doors are closed, behind closed doors with the family, with your friends and all that? Do they see that side of you, or is there like a bit of a sweet side to the Vinny Jones that many of us perhaps haven't seen?
Well, I like to do normal things like everybody else, you know, but I used to do normal things, was going down the pub on a Friday night, a curry and a fight. So I had to sort of try and change my ways a little bit. But when you want something so much, I think the adrenaline and the aggression, you know, really comes out in you. And every time I went over the white line, on a football pitch, there was 11 other players trying to take my career off me. And I just wouldn't have it. And I just wanted to protect the players that played around me. And I think being, from a young age, being on the terraces, watching Watford, I used to hear the crowd, and all supporters want for me was for a player to give 100%. There's so many players that I used to see and still do now, they're not giving the fans 100% when they go on the pitch.
When you look back through your footballing career, in fact there was one particular thing I picked up on you. I think you hold the record for the quickest ever send-off. Am I right in saying? Quickest ever red card?
Well, there was certainly the quickest yellow card against fucking Sheffield United, I might add.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I think it's in the Guinness Book of Records, the fastest yellow card, but my fastest red card actually was playing for Hollywood United in Los Angeles. I smashed the geezer in 10 seconds, so it was too far away to get in the record books. Nice little Jewish kid he was as well. Sorry, Mr. Silver.
Talk us through the photograph, the grabbing of the gonads. What was that all about? I mean, I thought you and Gaz were mates.
We're sort of mates now, but at the time, the boys that played away, I was suspended for the game away at Newcastle, and when the lads came back, they told me about this young, unbelievable player, the best they've seen since Georgie Best. And then he had to come to Wimbledon, which thankfully I was playing that day, and when we came out for the warm-up, we had to witness people running onto the pitch with flowers and hugging him as if he was, you know, Michael Jackson. I've never seen nothing like it. So I thought, oh, I'll have some of you today, my old son. And we used to have when I was growing up younger, we used to have a manager that used to teach us a couple of things. If you knock a player down, pick him up, but when you're picking him up, grab his head under his arms and twist them a little bit. And then when he squeals, you just say to the referee, I don't know what he's going on about. Is he fucking Rudolph or someone? And the other one he taught us was when the players got too close to us and were giving us a bit of rabbit, just to nice and quietly, just reach behind and grab his bollocks and just squeeze as hard as you can. And on this particular day, Gazza had come up behind me and he was talking a bit of crap. And so I grabbed his nuts. And the funny thing about that was no one saw it apart from one photographer called Monty Fresco. And I think my mum, thank God she's gone home anyway. But I actually walked round to the pub on the Sunday, lunchtime, to see the boys. And we got a newspaper shop there, Mr. Patel, and I walked in. It was 12 o'clock on a Sunday morning and he said, "Oh bloody hell, Vinny, mate, you did it this fucking time." And I said, what's that? What have I done now? The fucking news about the front page and the fucking back page, mate. So I thought, quite lively that was, and then the mayhem to go with that, with Gaz, and of course the picture came out, and I don't know even to this day if that's probably the only sports picture that ever got the front and back page of the paper at that time. But it's it has really gone with me for 20 odd years, and people still look at that picture as an iconic picture, and it's probably the most wanted picture, from people. And Gaz has only just started signing them actually because he hated the picture. So, but I'm sure that he needs a bit of purse or a couple of beers these days, so he has to sign them.
You played professionally, I think, around about 400 games as a pro, am I right in saying? Somewhere around about there.
Played 400, suspended for 699.
What sticks out as the most memorable game for the right reasons, and what game sticks out most memorable for the wrong reasons? Best game?
There's too many wrong games, to be honest, Mark, but obviously the cup final is an unbelievable thing, and actually going there and reading for weeks and weeks all the shit from Liverpool and their fans that it's going to be 5-0, 6-0. That was just really like a red flag to us. We went into Wembley with the ghetto blaster as loud as we could, and they'd come out, they didn't know what hit them, and we thought we were going to war, not to a football match. So that was probably the greatest day, for a 24-hour period. But the most unbelievable thing about it is the hype leading up to the cup final. And then, basically, the next day, on the Sunday, you're in the pub with your mates, it's all done and finished. Whereas when we won the title with Leeds, it was the whole season. We got closer and closer towards the end, and each game was getting more and more important. We had Sheffield United chasing us as well, which was, which was also a great big derby going on. And I don't think the players at that time would have lived with themselves if we'd have let Sheffield United win the league.
That's me.
When you start coming towards the end of your footballing career, is that something that you know, or something that everyone else sort of tells you, or have you just lost the eye of the tiger? What was your reason for sort of coming towards the end?
I don't know, you play 15 years, you're getting up every morning, going training, and it's every day is the best day of your life because you're a professional footballer. That's what I wanted to be growing up. And then once you get to 30-ish, you definitely do start, the recovery is longer. Whereas, you could play game after game, but the recovery, your bones and your body's aching. And then, you don't lose the eye of the tiger, but you try and pace yourself a little bit more. And then for me, sort of became a journeyman, coming to Leeds to get them promoted, then going to Sheffield United to stay up, and it became like that, got to keep the yards, try and make them stay up. So I didn't really know at that point what I wanted to do, but I just knew going training every day was getting harder and harder.
I mean, when you start researching someone like yourself, it's quite